Hey everyone, welcome back to In the Know News. Today, we're diving into a big story that could send shockwaves through the economy. President Trump has announced a decision that could impact businesses, consumers, and workers alike. We're talking about 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico. But why are these tariffs being imposed, and what could this mean for the US economy? Let's break it all down. So here's the situation. President Trump made it official. He'll be imposing 25% tariffs on both Canada and Mexico starting this Saturday. This was something he hinted at last week, but it wasn't set in stone until now. Trump is firm on this decision, and he's linking it to two key issues: immigration, especially the flow of fentanyl, and trade deficits. Now, these tariffs aren't just about trade imbalances. According to Trump, these countries need to do more to secure their borders and stop illegal drugs from flowing in. But the tariffs also target trade deficits, something that has been a big talking point for him throughout his presidency. But here's the twist. Trump hasn't made up his mind yet about whether or not oil will be included in these tariffs. He mentioned that he'll decide by tonight, and we're all waiting to see how that plays out. But he did downplay the overall impact of the tariffs, claiming the US has enough oil and lumber to meet its needs. Sounds reassuring, right? But let's dig a bit deeper. While oil and lumber might be the first things that come to mind, there's a lot more at play here. Many industries rely on imports from Canada and Mexico. For example, Cardinal Health, a major healthcare products company, has already voiced concerns about the impact of these tariffs on their supply chain. This isn't just an oil issue, it's going to affect everything from electronics to healthcare products to agricultural trade. Analysts are already predicting that the tariffs could cost US companies up to 80 basis points on their gross profits. Now that might not sound like a lot, but it could add up over time, especially as industries try to adjust. And here's the kicker. The tariffs could also create inflationary pressure, although some reports say it may not be drastic in the short term. But let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture here. Some experts argue that trade deficits don't necessarily mean we're losing. In fact, it could simply mean that Canadian and Mexican goods are just attractive to US consumers and businesses. It's not a win or a loss, it's just the nature of global trade. Still, the potential long-term impacts of these tariffs could be significant. From higher prices for consumers to disruptions in supply chains, there are a lot of factors to consider. And while we may be used to hearing about tariffs on China, these new tariffs on our North American neighbors could have just as big of an impact, if not bigger. So, what's the takeaway? While we still have a couple of days before these tariffs go into effect, the potential effects are already becoming clearer. Whether it's oil, lumber, or healthcare products, these 25% tariffs could shake up everything from supply chains to consumer prices. And while it's still early to tell how big of an impact it will have, one thing's for sure. This tariff war is far from over. What do you think about President Trump's decision to impose these tariffs? Will they help or hurt the US economy? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like button if you found this video helpful. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more updates on this developing story.